What if I told you that the first 10 minutes of your morning determine the next 10 hours of your life? Not just how you feel, but how you think, how you focus, how you move through your day. Most people wake up to chaos, notifications, stress, scattered thoughts, and then they wonder why the day spirals out of control. But the truth is this: you are not supposed to be tired, you are not supposed to be overwhelmed, and you are definitely not supposed to be on autopilot. There's a science to energy, a method to mental clarity, and once you master the morning mechanics, everything changes. So, if you're tired of feeling like your day owns you, this speech will teach you how to own your morning, so you can own your life. Morning rituals are more than just habits, they are declarations of who you are and how you will lead your life. The moment you wake up, your brain is in a highly programmable state. Your mind is looking for direction, and the actions you take in those first few minutes determine what kind of mental operating system you install for the entire day. If you begin your morning reacting, scrolling through messages, hitting the snooze button, or rushing through tasks, your brain adapts to chaos. It builds the habit of being pulled by circumstances rather than driven by clarity. But if you begin your morning with deliberate intention, with a ritual that centers your mind and aligns your body, you send a powerful signal: you are in charge. Mental dominance is not some mysterious force, it is simply the result of consistent rituals that create neurological stability, sharpen focus, and prime your emotional system for resilience. The most successful people on the planet do not leave their mornings to chance, they design them. Why? Because they understand that the world is chaotic, noisy, and full of distractions. If you don't claim your mind early in the day, the world will do it for you. A morning ritual might be as simple as getting sunlight in your eyes, hydrating your body, breathing with purpose, reviewing your intentions, or moving your body in a way that ignites energy. These are not luxury practices, they're survival codes for a brain that's expected to perform under stress. You build mental dominance when you consistently prove to yourself that you can direct your state, regardless of circumstances. A powerful morning ritual doesn't just energize you, it anchors you. It tells your nervous system that you're safe, capable, and grounded. And from that grounded state, you can make clearer decisions, handle pressure with composure, and lead others from a place of strength. When you treat your mornings like they matter, your mind responds with sharpness, your confidence becomes less about hype and more about internal stability. You stop getting pulled into every problem and start directing your energy toward what truly matters. Morning rituals are not about adding tasks, they are about subtracting confusion, about clearing the noise before it has a chance to hijack your thoughts. You win the day by winning the morning, and you win the morning by choosing behaviors that align with the person you are becoming. Mental dominance is not a gift, it is a practiced response, and it begins the moment you wake up. Before you dive into goals, plans, checklists, or strategies, you need to address the most important variable of all: your internal state. How you feel, mentally, emotionally, and physically, will determine how you think, and how you think will determine what you do. That's why state must come before strategy. You can have the most detailed plan in the world, the most optimized schedule, the perfect routine laid out in front of you, but if your internal state is fragmented, tired, anxious, or unfocused, none of it will matter. Strategy is a tool, but state is the operating system. Without the right state, the best tools become useless. Most people try to power through their mornings on mental clutter and physical fatigue. They open their laptops, write their to-do lists, and try to concentrate without ever asking, what is the state I'm in right now? You can't expect a stressed or distracted brain to produce clarity, creativity, or confidence. The smartest shift you can make in the morning is to prime your state before you take action. That could mean grounding yourself with a few minutes of silence or deep breathing. It could mean energizing your body with movement, listening to something that inspires you, or even getting light into your eyes to signal alertness. Your nervous system responds to these inputs far faster than you realize. In just a few minutes, you can move from a reactive, scattered state to a grounded, focused one. And from that place, strategy becomes powerful. From that place, your decisions are intentional, not desperate. When you walk into your morning with the wrong state, everything feels harder. Small problems seem overwhelming, you second-guess your choices. But when you shift your internal chemistry first, when you tune your mind and body before applying any strategy, the entire day bends in your favor. You become less concerned about productivity hacks and more focused on alignment. And alignment always beats force. When your body is calm and alert, your brain can access higher-level thinking. It's not about doing more, it's about doing from the right place. That's where flow begins. That's where presence happens. That's where confidence is built, not from finishing tasks, but from mastering your state before the world demands anything from you. So every morning, ask yourself one question before you get to work: what state am I in right now? And what do I need to change it? Because your strategy can only go as far as your state allows. Shift the state and the strategy will follow. Cortisol gets a bad reputation, but the truth is, it's one of your most powerful allies when you learn how to work with it, not against it. In the early part of the day, your body naturally produces a spike in cortisol, and this isn't a problem. In fact, it's a signal. It's your internal alert system kicking in, saying, "Wake up, let's go. It's time to engage with the world." That morning surge in cortisol, when harnessed properly, enhances focus, heightens alertness, and primes your brain for clear thinking and goal-oriented behavior. But most people waste it. They fight it by staying in bed too long, scrolling through their phones, or flooding their system with distractions that confuse the brain. Instead of channeling the power of this biological rhythm, they numb it, dull it, or ignore it completely. And when you do that, you lose your edge before the day even begins. Think of cortisol like morning fire. It can either burn you if left unchecked, or it can forge you into something stronger if you direct it with intention. You harness it by aligning your actions with what your biology is already doing. Get light into your eyes early. Move your body. Eat something nutrient-rich. Breathe with control. Set your intention for the day, not from stress, but from clarity. That's how you lock into the wave of focus that cortisol gives you. It's not about suppressing cortisol, it's about respecting its timing and letting it serve you. That morning spike is not a mistake, it's a built-in performance enhancer that evolution gave you. It's meant to give you traction. It's meant to cut through the fog and switch you into execution mode. But you must meet it with behavior that reinforces it. If you allow cortisol to be associated with chaos, rushing, multitasking, overconsumption of digital inputs, then it turns against you. It becomes fuel for anxiety instead of clarity. But when you direct it with discipline, it becomes a weapon. You feel focused, calm under pressure, and mentally sharp. This is how high performers move through the morning. They ride the wave of cortisol rather than fight it. They understand that timing matters, that biology matters, and they act accordingly. The key is not to fear cortisol but to know when it's working for you, and to pair it with the habits that amplify its benefits. Every morning, you're given a window, a short period where your mind and body are perfectly designed to launch. Use it, protect it, maximize it. Because when you align your behavior with your biology, you don't just feel more energized, you operate with an entirely different level of clarity, presence, and power. That's what it means to make cortisol your ally. The brain is not just a thinking machine, it is a living, moving, reactive system that is deeply connected to the body and the environment. Vision and movement are two of the most powerful tools you have to activate this system each morning, and they work faster and more effectively than most people realize. The moment you open your eyes and engage with light, especially natural light, you send a direct signal to your brain that it's time to wake up and perform. Sunlight enters through the eyes and hits specialized cells in the retina that communicate with your brain's master clock, the part of your brain that regulates your circadian rhythm. This isn't just about waking up on time. This is about turning on alertness, improving mood, sharpening mental clarity, and setting the stage for energy throughout the day. Most people sit in dim rooms, looking at screens, and wonder why they feel tired or foggy. But your brain needs the brightness and contrast of outdoor light to fully activate. A short walk outside in the morning is not a luxury, it is a neurological strategy, and when you pair vision with movement, you unlock something even more powerful. Movement, especially rhythmic, intentional motion, stimulates the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine. These chemicals are responsible for motivation, focus, and drive. When you walk, stretch, or do light exercise in the morning, you're not just waking up your body, you're turning on your brain's ability to engage with challenges. You're creating a foundation for clear thought and emotional resilience. Vision and movement are like switches. When used together early in the day, they bring your entire nervous system online. They shift you from passive to active, from reactive to ready. And the best part, it doesn't take an hour. Even 5 to 10 minutes of exposure to light and simple movement can dramatically change the trajectory of your mental state. People chase energy with caffeine and stimulation, but often ignore the most natural, free, and effective way to feel awake and clear, using their eyes and their body in the way nature designed. The truth is, your brain expects movement in the morning. It expects light. It expects engagement. When you meet that expectation, your systems work with you, not against you. You gain momentum before the world even makes demands on you. You feel centered, alert, alive, and that changes everything. Don't wait for focus to arrive. Don't hope for energy. Use your vision and your movement to create it, intentionally, consistently, and powerfully. This is how high performers turn mornings into a launch pad, not a struggle. The difference between dragging through the day and dominating it often begins with something as simple as stepping outside and moving your body. It's not just physical, it's deeply neurological. It's how you flip the switch. Control is not something that magically shows up in your life. It's something you create moment by moment, starting with a single decision. And the most powerful decision you can make each morning is to act with intention rather than reaction. That decision, though small, holds immense power. It's the choice to get out of bed when your mind says, 5 more minutes. It's the choice to move your body instead of scrolling through your phone. It's the choice to breathe deeply and focus, even when distractions are pulling at you from every direction. These are not random acts. They are signals to your brain that you are the one driving your life. One decision creates momentum, and momentum is the enemy of chaos. The first decision you make in the morning sets a tone, and your brain picks up on it instantly. It starts wiring itself to follow the pattern you've chosen. If you begin the day by reclaiming ownership of your attention, your thoughts, and your actions, you begin to build a mental framework of control. That framework is what allows you to navigate stress, pressure, and uncertainty with clarity. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine or redesign your whole life overnight. You just need to win that first moment, and then the next, and then the one after that. Control is not about dominating everything around you. It's about mastering your response to what's within you. When you choose discipline over delay, presence over distraction, and direction over drift, you create a structure where your mind can operate with sharpness. You start becoming a cause in your life, rather than just an effect of outside forces. The reason this works is because the brain responds deeply to repetition. One good choice leads to another, and soon you're not just reacting to life, you're shaping it. But it all starts with that single decision. The one that says, I'm not letting the day happen to me, I'm stepping in with purpose. That's where real confidence is born, not from external success, but from the internal consistency of choosing control when it would be easier to drift. And when you make that decision enough times, it stops being difficult. It becomes your identity. You become someone who leads their day, someone who directs their focus, someone who doesn't wait for motivation, because they've already built momentum. One decision. That's it. That's where control begins. Not with a massive change, but with a simple act that tells your mind, I'm in charge. That signal is powerful, and when repeated, it rewires your entire approach to life. Not someday. Not when everything is perfect, but now with one clear, deliberate choice. The way you spend your morning isn't just a routine, it's a mirror reflecting your identity. Every action you take in the first hour after waking up is a physical expression of who you believe you are. If you start your morning with intention, discipline, and presence, then that's exactly who you are becoming. Someone intentional, disciplined, and present. Your behaviors in the early hours are not random. They are a direct expression of the values you live by, the standards you uphold, and the mindset you carry into the world. People often wait until they feel like it to act like their best selves, but your morning doesn't wait. It reveals you. That first hour is raw, unfiltered, and honest. It shows whether you are aligned with your highest self or trapped in cycles of distraction and avoidance. That's why mornings are powerful. They strip away the noise and expose your relationship with self-discipline, self-respect, and clarity. You can't fake it in the morning. There's no audience, no performance. It's just you and your choices. And those choices form the foundation of your identity. You can tell yourself you're focused, but if you start the day scrolling through your phone, your actions say otherwise. You can claim you're committed to growth, but if your morning is chaotic, reactive, and rushed, then your identity is built on survival, not intention. But when you start the day with ownership, when you hydrate your body, move with purpose, breathe consciously, and align your thoughts, You are embodying the kind of person who takes life seriously, the kind of person who leads from within. Every morning is a vote for the person you're becoming. And those votes stack up. One small decision becomes a habit. That habit becomes a pattern. And that pattern becomes who you are. The beauty of this truth is that it's available to everyone. You don't need more time, more money, or more motivation. You just need to understand that your identity is being built in real time. Each morning gives you a fresh opportunity to cast a new vote. You're not stuck with yesterday's patterns unless you repeat them today. So if you want to become someone strong, focused, resilient, and calm, prove it. Not by saying it, but by showing it in your first hour. That's the blueprint. You don't need to predict the future to control your life. You just need to control the start. Because the way you begin sets everything else in motion. The world sees your results, but your identity is built in the moments when no one's watching, especially the morning. That's where transformation lives. That's where the shift happens. That's where you stop hoping and start becoming. The greatest shift you will ever make begins in the quiet, early moments of your day. Before the world demands your attention, before the noise begins, you have a sacred window, a chance to decide who you are and how you will lead your life. Control doesn't come from luck. Focus doesn't come from force. Energy doesn't come from wishing. They come from action, simple, consistent, intentional action. Your morning is not a warm-up, it's the main event. It's where you prove to yourself that you are no longer living on autopilot. You are the one setting the tone. You are the one writing the story. So stop waiting to become the best version of yourself. Build it one morning at a time. Because the moment you claim your morning, you stop reacting to life and start leading it. That's not just routine, that's transformation. That's not just